Hello and welcome to a day in my life as a brand partner lead in FAANG here in Munich. And I picked a very chaotic day to start this vlog because today we have 6 meetings to go to and I have not gotten through my inbox quite yet. Before we get into it, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Dalila, like vanilla. I moved to Munich a little over a year ago for this job after working for Google for the last 6 years. I've worked in South Korea, the US, Ireland, the UK, and now I'm here in Germany. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Let's get this day started. I would never, ever go back. What I even do for work. Big tech in Germany versus in the US. Since it's a beautiful day here in Munich, it makes perfect sense to make use of the office's rooftop garden. I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to explain to you a little bit about what I even do for work. There are so many amazing career opportunities in tech, whether you are super gifted with things like coding or you're like me with absolutely no ability or gifts in that department. So you end up in the non-technical part of tech. My role specifically is as a brand partner lead. In my job, I deal with brands, their PR and media agencies, as well as a slew of internal stakeholders. And I kind of need to be the filter that connects all these different groups together and make sure that they can find shared goals, work on those shared goals. And my job is also to be the know-it-all about every different group to communicate amongst them. So I know what you're thinking. What do those words even mean? Let me give you an example that'll make this crystal clear. Imagine you are YouTube. One of your biggest challenges and opportunities is working with the TV stations. TV stations do not like that you even exist. They're quite annoyed that YouTube is taking viewership away from them. On top of that, they're not that happy that YouTube is allowing their content to be posted on the platform and watched for free. YouTube would then send someone like me to go talk to the TV stations, build a relationship with the TV stations, and make sure that they can actually see the value of working with YouTube. So that way, the TV stations will launch their own channels on YouTube and they'll actually share their content willingly for free. And on the flip side, the TV stations get what they want, which is a little bit more visibility into what YouTube is doing, future plans, as well as protection of their content on the platform. And this is exactly what I find so exhilarating about my role. Every single day can be so different. Every problem is so different. I get to use my kind of creative problem-solving skills all day long. But at the same time, it is a double-edged sword. When you have total ownership over a relationship and a problem, it means that you really need to develop your communication skills so that you can really take your vision, break it down, and get other people to co-opt parts of your vision and feel like equal owners of your vision so that it actually comes to life. When you're trying to man a ship by yourself, the ship isn't leaving the port. But once you have the whole crew working together in unison, you're halfway around the world in no time. Needless to say, I love my job. I could talk about it forever, but we have a meeting in a few minutes. So let's get back downstairs and back to the desk. While we're in between calls, I wanted to give you a little bit of my perspective on the differences between working for big tech in Germany versus in the US. And while I'm not going to talk about my current employer, I'm happy to talk about my previous employer. Like I said a little bit earlier in the video, I used to work at Google. I worked there for a little over 6 years. I saw kind of the transformation of the company. I worked there from when Larry and Sergey were the CEOs, all the way through Sundar's first few years as the new CEO of Google. If I were to sum up my whole experience of working in big tech in the US, I would say there's just this constant feeling of needing to be always on. A lot of that feeling was heightened from the different waves of tech layoffs that have happened. Even before the layoffs became such a big theme in tech, there was always this feeling that you needed to be giving a bare minimum of 110% in your role at all times. Part of that comes from the fact that in the US, for the majority of states, there is at-will employment. So of course that heightens that fear of being replaceable. Just thinking about tech as a business, the way tech operates is by constantly reiterating on itself, constantly upgrading things, making things obsolete. It is so easy to feel like that extends to you as an employee. How could you not connect those to your own utility within the company? And I would say the problem in US work culture really boils down to one thing, this feeling that it's all go, no stops. Even thinking back to my own experience of living and working in the US, I don't really recall ever taking more than 5 days off within a calendar year. I would never, ever go back. I've gotten quite a lot of job offers to return back to the US and I've declined every single one of them. German work culture is certainly different, and I'm certainly still on a learning curve when it comes to that. One of the most core negatives of working here, and something that I find so frustrating, especially for my role function, the speed of decision making here is so painfully slow. People really like to take their time to understand the decision that they're making, the ramifications of that decision, and they take it very seriously when they're in the position to make a decision. However, on the flip side, the positive of that same behavior is that once a decision has been reached, it is like an ironclad guarantee. In the US, that is not always true. I've been in many situations where someone will make a decision one day and then the next day they will just kind of rescind that whole decision as if it never happened. Even if you write a contract with someone, it's just not that serious in the US compared to how it is here. I think that extends to the employment situation is my point. While in the US, you can make significantly more money, like at least double, if not triple what I'm making right now, that money is much more volatile. It's here today, gone tomorrow. Here in Germany, you have the freedom and the peace of mind to know that the money that you're getting paid now is pretty much a guarantee. It's been so freeing to be able to look at my salary and make 5-10-year plans on that instead of feeling like I don't really even know where I'm going to be in a year or two from now. The stability and security you get here is so worth any pay reduction I've experienced. Usually in the afternoons, I like to wrap up from home. To be perfectly honest, my team skews a little bit older than me. So a lot of them tend to leave a bit earlier in the afternoon just to deal with any sort of childcare commitments they might have. And of course, with the office completely empty, I figure I might as well go as well. Recently, we've been having quite the heat wave here in Munich. And because the apartments here don't come with AC, I've actually really been enjoying going to the office and making use of the AC there. Anyways, with that said, I need to wrap up on a few deliverables. I have my laptop here in front of me and a few emails I need to get through. This is my very first vlog and the beginning of what will hopefully be a really fun series where I share a little bit of my life with you. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Next time I talk to you, I want to talk about working from home and the differences in RTO here in Germany versus back in the US. Comment down below and let me know if you'd rather see something else. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. See you next time.